Welcome to Sharika Talks, Unraveling the Truth, a journalist's quest. Subscribe for the truth.
Chapter 6, The Makeover. Sachin placed his bag securely on the tiny sink. The dirty outer cover still wrapped around it. The cramped, untidy toilet didn't bother him. He was used to such places. His bag, an Air Vault vacuum pump backpack, expandable up to 50 liters, but compact enough to pass off as an ordinary school bag, carried far more than it appeared. Its vacuum seal technology made it one of his most trusted companions. From a hidden compartment, he pulled out a 1-liter mineral water bottle. Only it wasn't water inside. It was Bacardi white rum. Sachin usually drank cheap black rum, but while traveling, especially on Indian railways where alcohol was strictly forbidden, he switched to Bacardi. It smelled cleaner, less noticeable. He twisted the cap open. The sweet, sharp scent of lemon rushed up to his nostrils. He took 2 heavy sips, about 100 milliliters, feeling the burn sliding down his throat. Then, without hesitation, he poured some of it directly onto his wounded palm. The fiery sting was intense, but familiar. The warmth of the Bacardi seeped into his bones, numbing the pain, both physical and emotional. For a fleeting second, the ache from his dream about Deepa tugged at the edges of his mind. The memory, raw and unforgiving, clenched around his chest like a tightening noose. How strange it was that after all these years, a single dream could still unsettle him so much. He glanced around the cramped restroom, a sardonic smile touching his lips. This same train, the Kerala Express. 5 years ago, he had boarded it with nothing but a bottle of cheap rum and a heart splintered beyond repair. The night Deepa married someone else. The night his old life ended. The night his new journey began. The memory floated like smoke through his mind, but he pushed it aside. Focus. He stripped off his filthy, mud-caked clothes. Standing in the cramped space, he washed himself thoroughly using the bidet shower, a technique he had mastered over years of rough travel. After cleaning himself, he reached into another hidden zip and pulled out a neatly folded t-shirt and track pants. He changed quickly, placing the dirty clothes inside the old cover. Before discarding his old jeans, he carefully patted down the pockets. His fingers found his phone, his wallet, and 2 spent cartridges. Sachin paused, staring at them for a second. He slid the spent shells into his fist, along with his balled-up jeans. Next, he retrieved his Glock 25, compact, polymer-framed, and deadly efficient. He checked the magazine instinctively, thumb brushing across the cool metal, everything intact. 13 rounds in the magazine, 1 already chambered, fully loaded. He always wanted his gun fully loaded, just in case. A vague memory surfaced. Sitting by the train door the previous day, his hands deftly reloading the Glock. He barely remembered doing it, running purely on muscle memory. Sliding it into the right pocket of his new track pants alongside his wallet, he nodded to himself. Finally, he placed his mobile phone into his left pocket, the screen lighting up instantly. 243 missed calls. He could guess who most of them were from. Yet, he forced himself to ignore it. Now was not the time. From the underside compartment of his bag, he produced a pair of clean slippers wrapped in plastic. He slipped them on and carefully wrapped his muddy shoes into the cover for later cleaning. He glanced at his reflection in the cracked mirror. 4 minutes ago, the man staring back had been a ghost, mud, blood, and regret stitched into his skin. Now he found himself again. He smiled faintly. Taking another quick sip from the bottle, he poured a small amount over his wound again. The burning was less now, almost comforting. He tucked the bottle carefully inside his bag, double-checked the package nestled near it, and zipped it shut. From the side pocket, he produced antiseptic ointment and a clean bandage. Dressing his right hand using only his left hand and teeth was tricky, but he managed it in seconds. He raked his fingers through his messy hair, shrugged on his backpack, and inhaled deeply, the breath of a man stepping back into the fire. Before stepping out, he cracked the bathroom window slightly open and hurled the dirty package, spent cartridges and all, into the darkness outside the moving train. Gone. No evidence left behind. As he stepped out of the toilet, calm and composed, he made sure to stroll casually. No urgency, no suspicion. The girl was still sitting where he had left her, studying the bruises on her arm. Sachin offered a faint smile. Confusion flickered across her face when she looked up and saw him. Cleaned up, composed, almost a different person. Sachin walked toward her, already forming a story in his mind. A story to explain who he was. A story to hide the truth. The secrets, the real ones, weren't meant to be revealed. Not tonight.
Thank you for watching Unraveling the Truth, A Journalist's Quest. Subscribe to stay updated on Sharika's journey. Stay tuned for the next part.
Disclaimer. Unraveling the Truth, A Journalist's Quest is a work of fiction. The experiences, ideas, and theories presented by the characters, including the books they write, are purely fictional and do not reflect real-world events, beliefs, or ideologies. While some incidents and characters may be inspired by real-world scenarios, they are entirely fictionalized for storytelling purposes. The author does not endorse or share the viewpoints expressed by any character in this novel. Any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, or real events is purely coincidental. Viewer discretion is advised.